Welcome to the Massive Clean with me. We are here for 45 minutes, so get settled, find an activity to get done while you're listening to this. I accidentally deleted all of the kitchen footage, which was the intro to this, and I was talking about how I cannot clean my kitchen over nighttime, and that is just not my personality, but I can definitely do it in the morning. So if it picks up at some point, that's what we're talking about. But anyway, make sure you've subscribed and are ready for the next lot of videos. I have a few coming out each week. I've been a little slack, but hopefully I get onto it. Anyway, I'll leave you with past me. I would love for that to be me, but let me tell you a little something about me. I cannot. I usually, some evenings when I have Dante, I can get a little bit done because we work together and we get it done. But on the nights that if he has to work a bit later or if he's not here at all, it ain't happening. I've been dealing with these kids all day. It's exhausting. Having two kids, whoever told you two was easy, three was hard, is a liar, honey, okay? Two is difficult. They're at each other all the time. They're either best friends or they hate each other and then they do things to like annoy each other. But you know what? They're all growing and they're learning to be close and best friends. So, yeah. My priority is not the kitchen when I'm dealing with that. And anyway, like, once I've bathed them and, like, showered them, showered myself, gotten dressed in my jammies, I'm already switched off. You think I can really gear myself up to then clean the kitchen once I've already turned my brain off and it's gotten into sleepy mode? No. Plus, once they're having breakfast in the morning, I typically just do my cleanup then. Oh, this, I got that for $7 from Kmart. I'm trying to buy a little bit of like organization stuff. $7. We're gonna redo my bathroom drawers. It's a whole situation, okay? I went into the drawers, there's toothpaste all over everything. There's none of the supplies that I need. I was like, nope, this is not happening. We need proper organization in here. I did organize it a few years ago, but it's just not panning out for me. Anyways, back to the kitchen because I feel like we're jumping around a little bit. We're a little bit scatterbrained today. Yeah, I just clean the kitchen in the morning when the kids are having breakfast. It seems to work the easiest for me. I don't have all the energy in the world. I can't be up with the kids for most of the day and be able to still get that done. Like, I managed to keep the rest of my home clean. I know it doesn't look that way in the videos. Trust me, it is clean some days. Let's be real. Some days and then some days it's not. But that's when I film the videos, right? So, yeah. I'm like, you know what? Just clean it in the morning. I can do that better. I feel like I'm more focused then and it doesn't matter so much, but anyway, maybe at some point when my life starts to calm down a bit more, I'll be an evening cleanup girl, but right now, it's not happening, babes. Switching gears a little bit, one day I cannot wait until I have a bigger dining room. I have to be real, cleaning the dining room is a bit of a pain in the booty because I cannot get under the table and I hate getting under the table because there's all the little crevices from the dining chairs and whatnot where junk goes, rice, crumbs, whatever. I do miss my robot vacuum. She used to do a good job of that, okay? I would let her do her thing. She did fantastic. RIP to her. She decided one day that she would, I think she went into the bathroom and like swallowed up a ton of water because we had the dog's bowls and he makes a massive mess with it. You know what? I was like so desperate not to get rid of her. I tried like, what do they call it? Hard restart? No. Anyway, I took the battery out of it and then I like put it back in. I tried replacing it. Nothing. She had just gone. She would just go around in circles and I thought, this ain't it. One day I'm going to get myself a new one, maybe for Christmas this year, because I do miss it. I just don't know how she's going to go with all the rugs. We never had rugs when we had the previous one. So let me know a good one if you have one that does rugs and mopping. I like the mopping feature on it. It doesn't always do great, but you know, just a quick mop would do. Anyways, speaking of rugs, this one is filthy. Look at it. I can't. I actually genuinely can't. Like, when did we clean this? Like 2 weeks ago? 3 videos ago? And she's brown. So at some point, maybe not in the next one, because I think that's going to be a kitchen declutter, but in the video after that, maybe we'll deep clean this rug. I just, bane of my existence, okay, kitties? That's the bane of my existence. Speaking of bigger rooms, I would love my living room to be a bit bigger. You know, it's a little cramped in there. I'm definitely thinking of getting a round coffee table. I wanted to change the coffee table and the actual, what was that, armchairs. Just because, like, the cube or square shape of the arms on the armchair, it just is bulky and, like, it just doesn't fit the room the way it should. And look, I didn't measure it when I bought it, did I? And I think that's pretty evident. So at some point I'd like to replace them, but I think our biggest benefactor? No. Biggest helper would just be a round coffee table. It just means no one's getting hurt and you can just kind of graze along the side and get through the living room a bit easier. Because right now it's just like squish past the coffee table and it gets pushed everywhere. So if you have any round coffee table ideas or know of somewhere that has some pretty round coffee tables, let me know. Oh, I totally forgot to tell you, there'll probably be 1 to 2 songs in this video because I don't think you want to hear me talk for like 50 straight minutes. That's a little much. I like the sound of my own voice, but not that much. And I know by now you're probably staring at the Christmas tree saying, Victoria, it is March. Yes, I can't believe I'm saying that, March. And the Christmas tree is still in your damn living room. Yes. The high-pitched voice is the stress that I have to tell you about the Eras Tour. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, Christmas tree first. Yeah, it's gonna have to stay there for a minute. The garage is on my declutter list, okay? It is horrific in there, okay? I walked in there just today before I filmed this and I was like, my word, no way has it gotten this bad. There's stuff that's fallen over, that's open, and it's all over the floor. I have so many clothes I want to donate. The Christmas stuff, usually I'm so good with packing it up and putting it up on the shelves so it just doesn't take up any space. Not this year, babes, but I can't do it. Literally today, it was 32 degrees and I can't. I used to do it in the heat, but not this year. I have learnt from my previous mistakes. So we're just waiting a couple more weeks and I think it's going to cool right down. We are heading into March, which is typically our more rainy season. So that will give me some time to actually get that done. And I have to book one of those council pickups at some point. But there's no way I can bring my new Christmas tree out to the garage when it is just... There's literally no more space. It's like, what's that saying? Chock-a-block or something. It's literally that. Just give me a few more weeks and we're going to work on that. Plus, I'm trying to buy just a few organizational things because at some point when we move, God willing, when we move to our own house, we will have a better system. They have wonderful shelves in there. They're just not set up great for actually putting anything in it. So it's a bit of a waste of space, honestly. When we have ours, I'm just going to build these perfectly even storage systems. I've seen it all over TikTok where you literally just buy the tubs and you slot them in the shelves underneath each other. That's what I want. Because currently we have to buy different size containers and it's all just a bit messy and just not up to my standard. So this year will be a massive one. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you have checked out the other ones. There's so many that I've done, but every year it's still a shock. It's still a shock. So I was going to tell you about the Eras Tour thing. It's been sitting at the forefront of my mind. I have not been letting that thought go, okay? Even though I got to Totally distracted by my garage talk. Oh yeah, this was me saying another pillow to add to my stash because I buy them and then I forget that I buy them and then I put them away. So that was an older pillow and then I found it and I was like, oh great, well, another one. So anyway, the Eras tour, you saw me pick up all those bracelets. I made about 10 or 12 and I traded about 2 or 3. Probably wasted my money and time, really. But I had a fantastic time. I cannot wait till I get to go again. I want to go for 2 nights the next time around, minimum. This Benza stuff is almost out. Can you believe that? I only bought it in like December or something. Wild. But yeah, so that's my thought on bracelets. I definitely won't make it again. I feel like it was like a pitiful effort from Sydney with the whole bracelets. There was only a few people that made them. I mean, not a few, like thousands, but like they'd only make 1 or 2 for their wrist. And I was like, well, what? Why did I spend all that time? I thought it was hyped up, but it really wasn't. And also like the consumerist in me was like, oh, this plastic. So I think it'll be like a no-go for me next time. I'm so sorry about my hair. Okay, 2 things about my hair. First of all, this is ratchet, okay? What? Look at all that fur. I vacuum and I mop in here, but that was just on the side of our bed. I didn't even know it could be that filthy. So yeah, grossed out. My hair is just a mess, okay? I didn't really put that much effort into it when I was filming this video, but oh my goodness, my hairline. Every time I see these videos, I think, what has happened? I went back to one from like 3 or 4 years ago, and it wasn't that bad. I don't know what's happened in the last 3 years. Maybe because I had another child and like hair loss and whatnot, but I have barely anything in my like widow's peak area. I don't know what you call them. And it's a family trait. A lot of my cousins that are guys have it. My brothers have it. It's just, unfortunately, it's not something that I wanted, but you know. So Ashley Martin sounds like a great idea, except it's so expensive, and I absolutely would get that done for this patch because it is just getting worse and worse every time I see it. I didn't know it could get that bad for women. So don't feel alone if you have a bit of hair loss. We can cry together. Postpartum hair loss is absolutely wild. Like, while we're on the topic, my goodness, my hair was so thick and luscious and long because of all the hormones from growing a child. It was just gorgeous, right, when I was pregnant. And then about 6 months after, it takes that long, I feel like that's when the body registers, oh, hey, we don't have enough hormones to keep this going. Let's just shed some of this stuff. So after, I'm like looking at my hair, and I would have a shower. This used to freak me out. I would have a shower, I'd be washing my hair, and I'm telling you, clumps were coming out. Handfuls. Like, when I wash my hair, maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 hairs come out. Little handful maybe at most. When I was in my postpartum hair loss, honey, it was absolutely wild. I'm like, clumps, this is gonna clog up the sink. Pregnancy just sends you into like a false sense of security, like you're thinking, oh, gorgeous hair and skin. Nah, sorry, it doesn't stick around. Anyways, does anyone have any good TV shows that they're watching or are going to watch, or something that's going to come out soon? I feel like I have watched everything and that there is nothing left. I'm literally just watching YouTube at the moment, and I'm pretty much up to date on it. So it's like, you know, I have to wait for whoever's uploading that particular day. I have nothing to watch. So I know that Bridgerton is coming out in April? No, maybe May or June. I can't remember. There's a few dates for it. I don't know what's going on there. But I'm kind of on the fence about it because the first season I loved. I thought that was so good. It was just like, you know, a whole different kind of story to them what was going on. I know that there was Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey at the time, but that was very realistic, where I feel like this is a little more like romanticized and more like fairy tale, which is more the stuff that I'm into, only because Downton Abbey reminds me of my postpartum stuff that I went through in 2020. Eek, that was so long ago. In 2020. So I'm like, no, X that off my list. So then season 2 of Bridgerton came out and I was a little disappointed with it. I thought, oh my goodness, this is just like, look, let's be real, it was mostly sex based, and the two main characters said like the same three things every time they saw each other on the episodes. It was like, can't date you, it'd be wrong, there's something else, bloodlines, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff, can't have you but want you kind of situation. And I think it's just a bit disappointing that it went completely like the smutty route. And I was just like, it's just so, I'm there for a good storyline, and that just was not it for me. So I'm on the fence about season 3. If this is just like the same as season 2 or worse, then that might be it for me. But I don't know, they're saying good things about it. So hopefully it lives up to the hype, because I am just about out of things and I need something to watch. These videos take me a good few hours to film. Oh yeah, I was so annoyed that I'm so short all the time. And I have to always have a chair with me to get anywhere high. Anyway, yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh, these videos, they take me so long to film, right? At least 3 typical hours of footage. And then, I'm like, well, I can't just sit in silence for 3 hours. Clean in silence, whatever. So I need to watch something. Sometimes I listen to podcasts. I typically listen to Just Trish and sometimes Cancel with Tana Mojo, but like, they're wild podcasts. They're like, they're just having the time of their lives over there. So, it's not always what I want to listen to. So also, good podcast, that'd be a good idea. Oh, I listened to Zach and Tori Roloff. Speaking of podcasts, I didn't even know they had one. So Zach and Tori Roloff are from Little People Big World, basically talking about little people and their lives. They were on TV for years and years. I think probably like 10 years or so, maybe longer. But there was basically a podcast that they uploaded onto YouTube, which, by the way, whoever's doing the camera work for that, just turn the exposure down just a tiny bit. You pretty much washed them out. So anyway, I was blown away with that podcast. The title of the episode was Why We Left Little People Big World, which I'm guessing the show has now finished from the sounds of the podcast. But the way that Zach in particular talks on this podcast, I was really like shocked by it, because a lot of the times when I see ex-reality stars or like reality TV stars, they always kind of hate it and are downers about it and not grateful for it. Not all the time, don't like put everyone in the same boat, okay? But a lot of the time they're like, oh, I wish we'd never blah blah blah. But he was grateful for what he had, and he had explained why they were leaving and what they were going to do in the future. So, but it was all just very mature, which is not always the case for some of these people. And I was kind of shocked by it, because they do make some decent money from the TV show, but hearing what they were saying about just wanting a life of their own and not having to deal with like the in-laws stuff and dealing with like their kids' medical stuff on TV, because I think one of their kids was saying they didn't want to be filmed, so they decided to quit, which by the way is fantastic, because in this day and age, not every parent is listening. There is one particular YouTuber on here, I won't get into who it is, but I do not agree with them at all, just personally. I think they exploit their children just a little bit, but when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's so good that they're actually paying attention to what their kids want. And I think at one point, Zach had even said that if he had the opportunity to go back and do Little People Big World, he would, which is wild, because sometimes, most people are like, no, that's the worst thing I've ever done. But no, for him, he loved it. So that makes him down to earth, and I feel like his family, after listening to that podcast, they were saying how down to earth they are, And I feel like, it's just one of those cases where you made the right people famous. I mean, let's hope it stays that way and I don't have to eat my words in 10 years when something comes out. But they seem so in tuned and so on the same page together, which is so relaxing. No, not relaxing. So there's a word that starts with N. Not respectful. NR. Oh my gosh. Never mind. Alright, I vote that we take a music break. We're about 22 minutes in. I say about, but we are. So let's do that and then I'll come back with a clearer mind.
How did we end up here in the corner, looking like enemies? We used to be the team people talk about, what a chemistry. I can see it in your eyes. You don't wanna talk anymore. I wanna get so numb while we enemies. No, you don't mind the way I stutter my words. You know exactly what it means and how it hurts. Oh, I can't believe you're here. Can't get any worse. No, no. I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe. 'Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me. But now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here.
Okay, so we're back. Yes, I got some new foliage in there. If you saw a couple videos ago, I had like a nasty like plant situation going on here. But this time I went for the OG, the baby gum, baby eucalyptus. Nope, baby blue. Something along those lines. She's cute. You can get it from Woolworths and Coles. It's normally like $8 a bunch, which isn't wildly expensive, but I also know a few places that I can get it for free. All council places. I'm not cutting it out of homes. Okay, don't worry. I'm not going to cut someone's plant in half. But I will have to tell you this story. The first time that I went and got it from my secret place, I got about maybe 2 big bunches of it and I thought, this is fantastic. This is my secret little place. It has been sitting there for so long, untouched. This bush had grown and I thought, you know what? I will take some. It's a little bit overgrown. Let's shear it back a bit. Wow. So I had this beautiful little bunch for Easter, maybe last year or the year before. I can't remember, but I went away on holidays in May to the Philippines for about a month or so. And when I came back, I was like, yes, I'm going to go get some. I need a refresh. It had been quite a while since I had done a new load of the plant. Well, I drove my booty over there, and guess what? Most of it was gone, so I don't know who did that. It wasn't me. I left a decent amount on there. It was like a light trim from me, but I go there and someone has made that poor thing completely naked. So someone's found the stash and has done the same thing. So I went back to the drawing board and I've had to pay attention where there was some more of these. They're hard to find, and usually if there's a lot, it's at the top of the tree, which is like a 2-story building height. It's not easy to get to. So it takes a bit of effort finding one that's actually semi my height, which is also pretty short. And then I just take clippers and get some. And luckily for me, there's a few around where I live, but also I scope out olive trees. That's usually the two that I go for. I feel like I get the prettiest looks with that. On the way to Wollongong, I think it is, or maybe even a bit further, there's a road that is entirely covered in the baby blue stuff. And I said to my husband, I'm like, at some point I'm coming here and I'm going to shear an entire tree. It is basically just left up to its own devices. And if you ask me, it's just kindling for the summertime, okay? That's highly flammable stuff. Anyways, it's all allegedly stuff that I do, okay? I don't want to get myself into trouble here. So my son did ask me again to help clean his room because he's getting to that age when he knows when his room is messy and wants help to do it. So I will often ask him just to do the toys, like get the toys out of his bed, pack up the toys on the floor. And then typically I do the rest just because, he's 4 and like attention span and stuff. I'm not going to make him stressed out by trying to clean up the entire room, but usually I start with a good vacuum in here if I can get to the floor. If not, then all bets are off whether any of that actually gets done. But today I decided to move the bed, which was an ungodly thing to do because, my word, look at the floor. So I'd say I do this floor maybe once every couple of months. I feel like I did this in January and it is now March, so 2 months. But after things start to go missing and I can't find the pieces, then I think to myself, it's probably under that bed. It's like a Monica's closet or Mary Poppins bag. It is just endless, endless, endless. And it's kind of overwhelming to do. Usually I just start off with the biggest pieces. I tell myself, okay, don't stress about all the little bits. Just first start with the books, then with the cars, then with any pieces that belong to toys that they really like. And then the rest of it, if it's garbage, if it's little tiny, tiny bits of Lego, most of that will just get thrown out. Because I am not digging through the dust. I know it's a little bit wasteful, but I'm not going to dig through the dust trying to get everything out. So I brought in all the big guns for this clean, okay? First we started with the big broom, then we did the little broom, the vacuum, and then the mop, okay? Every single implement I owned, it was here. It was trying to get this cleaned. In hindsight, I probably could have just vacuumed most of this instead of using the little broom. But you know what? Every time I do this wall, I think to myself, how long ago was it before I just did it? Because that wall was covered in footprints everywhere. Even though he has a shower at nighttime, he obviously doesn't have a shower before his rest time. But so there's little grubby feet all over the wall and whatever. But I think to myself, I only just did this a month ago. How can this be this bad already? I think I did it in January and then I did it a month later. And then I'm doing it another month later and I'm like, how? Anyways, you know what they say, that you'll miss these days profoundly. I don't know about that, okay? I know at some point my house is just going to be clean for a majority of days. That seems so far away right now, but I cannot wait for that. I will miss the little things like finding Lego all through his bed, or finding little Lego man everywhere, or his little creation. So I know I'll miss that, but am I gonna miss wiping footprints monthly off the wall? I genuinely don't know about that one. I think I'll happily say sayonara to those days. Whew, we are 32 minutes in, and I decided to treat myself the other day to a new toilet cleaner. I know, wild stuff. I got the Wash Wild from Woolworths. Don't know how I feel about it. It was on sale, half off, for $4 for that tiny bottle. The big bottle was 8 half off, so it's kind of ridiculous to think that like a 500 ml bottle is $16. It is earth friendly, of course. You know by now that I like to lower the amount of chemicals that are in my house. There are so many benefits and reasons why to do that. But this one was eucalyptus, which is like a massive cleaning product here. Everything is eucalyptus. If you can hear the music next door, that's literally the builders. They're so loud. I was thinking we could also do some Easter decorating. We have 1 month. We have 1 month until Easter. It's so weird that it's in March and not April. So I completely forgot it was coming up so soon. But I do have so much here to decorate with. I was gonna get some more TBH, but after looking at this, I'm really glad I didn't get anything yesterday. Let's do this. Okay, yeah. So sometimes I can go a little overboard with buying stuff for certain holidays, but I didn't want to do that with Easter, because how much can you honestly buy that are rabbits? Like, I feel like I've hit my limit with rabbits. At least Christmas you can buy lots of different things, but yeah, I've hit my limit for Easter. These are the sticky things from Kmart. They're for pet fur, which is what I was trying to do on these carrots. There's pet fur all over them because they're felt. And I think they were like $4, and they are so sticky. Okay, I need to wash them and see whether it still has that tackiness, but it says that you can use it wet or dry, like as in put it in your washer and do it. I don't know how that's going to work in your washer. If to clean it you have to wash it, like I don't know how anything's going to stick. Does that, like, I don't know how anyone let that one slip through on the website. But, you know, Kmart, if you need someone to proofread your stuff, let me know, because that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I got these gorgeous little, like, not turnips. I forget what they're called, but I got them. They're gorgeous. They're, like, $10 from TK Maxx, and they definitely have them again this year in some other colours. I was thinking of getting some more for my kids, because $10 for beautiful felt carrots. These are my eggs that were absolutely covered in sand, because my husband thought it was a good idea to put them in the sand pit for the kids to play with, like a egg hunt or something. I don't know. I was a little bit annoyed about that, let me tell you. Doesn't matter. They came clean, and putting up these decorations got me thinking about how this is the first season we've had without Target's gorgeous holiday range, and it kind of made me want to cry, because Target usually had the best stuff from Easter and Christmas. So anyway, RIP to them. But you can always check out Kmart's range. I know that I got these last Easter. I can't remember how much they were, but they're so cute, the little bunny buntings. I could not make it work on here. I was getting annoyed with it. But I know that a lot of it went on sale after Easter, because I had bought it and I was like, oh, you put this on a reduction the day after. So anyway, that was a little bit annoying, but you know what, whatever. I probably would have bought more crap that I don't need. But if you want to save yourself a few dollars, maybe check out Kmart after Easter or after the holidays. Anyways, looking at this, I feel like I need a little help styling that bunting in the corner, because I have it, but I think I just need one more to like really fill it up a bit. It's just looking a little, I don't know, lackluster. I don't know. I'm not great with styling things like that. But of course, if you have any ideas on how to do that, or you have it yourself and you've done a good job of it, let me know so that I can help a sister out and get that organized. Anyway, we are going to set up our dining table. It still looks pretty cute to this day. I was going to call it garland. It's not garland. The table runner is a little bit messed up just because my son plays Legos there all the time. But it's, she's still looking cute. The napkins are set up for nobody to come over because, I don't know, we're not hosting Easter this year. Don't ask me. Sad face. Maybe I'll organize something. I don't know. But I got the table runner from Target last year. Thank goodness I did. And of course, you know where I got the baby blue eucalyptus? There we go. I got it in one go. We're only like 37 minutes into this video, but I got these gorgeous napkin rings. I know Big W has the same thing. They have quite a pretty range for Easter. And we are just gonna work out together how to put these in. This is my first time doing something like this, but I feel like they turned out so cute. And the napkins were, of course, thrifted. I think it was $8 for like 12 of them. That's why I bought it. I was like, that is such a good deal for them to be all the same. It's hard to find napkins more than like 3 or 4 pieces at the thrift store, so that was an instant buy. But I feel like they look so cute in these napkin rings, and I'm gonna put a little music on so you can just watch this and it'll look so cute.
Misty mountains, dusty roads ahead, crossing rivers, dreaming of a bed from a window in the mighty clouds up high. I can touch a stream of gold above, breaking through with hope of light. Sunshine.
literally. And then other times
Try to
I'm on
make
it
a
and it's all wrapped away. But it is hard to watch it just get ripped out
I can
and
hear
shoved
you say,
somewhere.
let the sun shine on the
Maybe that's why I'm just so
broken.
fluffy
Let
watch
the
it.
summer come
So as I said
again.
earlier, I can try my best
Let
not
the
to
heat find all the
upload again shortly. I think
frozen.
these will be
Let
a
the
couple of videos
force
to try and
in.
upload
And I am
bathroom organizing. This was purely just for the snacks because
above. I
I don't
feel
use all my stuff for snacks.
above.
And then I forget what I have because I shove them in different cupboards because there's no way to like
Let the
corral them all
sun
into one place.
shine
So I feel
on the
like I've solved that problem.
broken.
This
Let
week
the
we have pretzels
summer
and rice
come
crackers
again.
and
Let the
veggie
heat
straws and stuff like that.
find
I
all the
feel like got
frozen.
snacks like
Let the
kind
force
of junk food and
in. 'Cause
I
I
wasn't feeling
am.
too good about it,
Let
okay?
the
I felt like
force
I couldn't eat anything.
in.
And he
'Cause
did.
I
So
am.
those
Let
snacks
the
at the back, by the
force
way, that I'm using now are
in.
made
I am
simple. It's actually
above.
all of them. One of them loves the pink
Above. I
one, the
feel
jelly, like the pink flavored one. And then
above.
the other one loves the
Above.
chocolate
I
flavored
feel
one. They're kind of pricey, so I
above.
wait until they're like at least a little bit on
Above. I
sale.
feel
But my kids, I think, haven't eaten them in a while because I didn't know I had two boxes
I
shoved at the back
feel
of one of my cupboards. So
above.
anyway, for the moment, this is where they're living, but I can't decide whether I like the basket version more up there or the plastic container. You let me know. I'm a bit iffy on both of them. I don't know. One day I'm going to have the most beautifully styled kitchen and it's all going to be cohesive and gorgeous and Pinterest worthy, but right now I'm just trying to do my best. Anyway, I decided that today was the day that I was going to get all my son's size 4 stuff out. Yes, I know, cue the tears, okay? His shirts are getting too short on him, so I thought, you know, it's time, let's go get size 4. And lucky for me, I've been collecting this stuff for the last, I don't know, year or so? Probably longer, really. So that's why you see it all in different buckets. And, you know, I was pretty proud with this season of clothing. It's mostly green and orange, and I didn't even notice that until I was actually pulling it all out. So that's a new color palette that we haven't worked with yet. Okay, do not tell me you can't thrift your kids' clothes. This sagging. Yeah, what's that one? Alright, like the 15th attempt to do this. But don't tell me you can't thrift your kids' clothes because this is an entire wardrobe size 4 of thrifted stuff. There's a few pieces in here that are not. They were either gifted or I think my husband bought a couple of pieces for him for Christmas. But oh my goodness, all of this came under under $200. I think it was $191, but if you take about $10 off for things that things that I didn't buy, things that I bought that were probably like $2 or like on 50% off from the thrift store, but I just can't remember which pieces that was, so yeah. So I just evened it out and took $10 off. So this is what we've got. I can tell you now, sorry, I'm like screaming into the microphone. I can tell you now that just like these 3 jackets here, 2 Bonds ones and a Seed, literally that would be like $90 in store. So the fact that I got most of this so cheap. I do keep a running log on my phone of what I have. I usually go through it earlier than now. And I thought I got enough short sleeve shirts. This is not enough. Okay, if 1/3 of it is white, I need like about 10 more of these. So I'll have to definitely get some of them. I need like maybe 3 more track pants, but he can also just wear track pants at home. But he can also wear his size 3 track pants for a bit longer. It's spinning! But oh my goodness, I cannot believe that I got all of this stuff for under $200. I do expect probably size 5 and it's spinning. This I just got from Kmart for like $2 and whatnot. Anyways, all of it has to go and get washed. I used to cut the tags off and wash it, but now I just leave it for when I do one big load. But oh my goodness, buns, seed. I think this is Kmart. It's kind of expensive for Kmart, but yeah. Anyways, this is your sign to thrift as much as you can for your kids' stuff. You're gonna save so much money. Trust me, trust me, trust me.